Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and tonight we are going to be recapping and ranking the Great American Autumn movies that premiered on Great American Family in September and October. And joining me tonight is Cricket and Tracie are back, the hosts of Dishing with the Donofans. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you, Chad.
As you can see, I have a hot dog on my head because during our preview episode, Cricket mentioned she wanted to see me in a hot dog hat.
I forgot about that.
You have delivered.
So,
beautiful.
So there you go.
Well, I wasn't invited to this party, so guess what? I threw the Donofan on my head. Remember that, Tracie?
Oh, that's the Donofan. Oh, okay.
That's right.
I got
the Donofan.
I gotta take my feather boa off now, my leaf boa, because I'm sweating death.
And I'm gonna take my pumpkin or my hot dog hat off. I'm gonna put my pumpkin hat back on.
That's better.
Because this is my one last time. My one last time I can wear this.
That's right.
Legit.
Okay, so during our preview episode, we were throwing pumpkins around.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to rank these movies. There were 5 movies. We're going to rank them from 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, the movie that we like the least, and number 1, the movie that we like the most. But let me preference everything by saying all of these movies were good. None of them were bad, but some we liked more than others.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And before we get going, I have to talk a little bit about some Great American Media news. The channel Great American Living was announced has been rebranded. It's now going to be called Great American Faith and Living, and they're going to have more faith-based content. And I'm curious to see right now what they have on that channel is unscripted shows, like reality type shows.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering whether the shows are going to be scripted or unscripted or a combination of both. I don't know.
Good question.
But that was in the news this week, and they said more information on what the content of the channel will come in the future.
Wow.
Yeah. The next big news today on social media was a big buzz because Great American Family released their Great American Christmas schedule with air dates for all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they surprised everyone by launching it a week earlier than what they had planned.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally going to start on the 20th, but they're starting the Christmas movies tomorrow on the 13th. And the first new movie premiere for this year is going to be this Saturday, October 14th at 8 o'clock Eastern. And that's Destined at Christmas sequel.
Yes.
Now, did you two see see Destined at Christmas last year?
I did. Yes.
I did not.
You
I
did?
do find it a little ironic to launch Christmas on Friday the 13th.
I know. I know, you're right. I thought of that too. In October.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything,
October,
but it's kind of funny at the same time.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Kathy's here. Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Yay. She wasn't sure she was going to make it. She's had a bad day, I know.
I know. Kathy, we're thinking about you.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, now I'm going to do a little recap here of each movie just to refresh your memories.
Okay.
It started off with Love Can Surprise You on September 9th. Mm-hmm. That was a movie about a romance writer trying to get back together with her ex, and with the help of her new co-writer. Mm-hmm. All right. Then on September 16th, we had One Perfect Match, about a matchmaker who has a thing for one of her clients, but she's trying to fix him up with someone else. Then we had Craft Me a Romance on September 23rd, about competing craft stores. The big business guy was trying to get this woman to sell her store to him. Then on September 30th, one you probably never heard of, probably didn't see it, called A Harvest Homecoming. But
He was a sleeper.
Yeah, I know.
speaking of that,
Head was in
Tracy,
the trees.
where is your hoodie? Come on, where is your
Well,
hoodie?
it's
here?
75 degrees in my house, and it's entirely too hot to put a sweatshirt on right now. So I couldn't do it. I wanted to, but I was like, can't.
I wore mine because I figured you two would have yours on. Well, Cricket has hers
Well, Chad, you're doing the Lord's work there. Then I will burst into flames. Nobody needs that.
All right, so Harvard's homecoming. I was, of course, about the substitute teacher who befriends a student and winds up falling for the mother. And then Swing into Romance rounded things out on October 7th about a former pro dancer returning home to her small town to save the family's general store.
Yep.
All right, now
Dun, dun, dun.
I made up a little spreadsheet.
Oh, bless your
Hold on.
heart.
Oh, look
Hold
at that.
Hold on.
You
Oh,
sneaky
Tracy's loving
Pete.
this. Tracy's like, ooh, I like this.
I appreciate the detail and thought that goes into a spreadsheet for ranking Harvest movies. Like, that is next level to me. I
Yes,
can't
and
even
that,
wait to see, are you going to have bar charts and flow charts for
Diagrams.
Christmas extravaganza?
now take a
I'm
look.
saying.
As you can see, I've already written in your number one movie. I didn't even need to ask you. I figured.
No
I
surprise.
figure.
Yeah.
I figure. What's the point? Don't waste time asking them. I just wrote it in for
Exactly.
That was well played. I applaud.
Yes. Very nice, Chad. Very nice.
All right, so Tracy, get us started. What did you put at number 5?
I am putting Craft Me a Romance at number 5.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. Before you start talking about it, let me put it in here. I'm
He's
going to
writing
type it in here. Hold
Yeah.
on. My mic is in the way, so I got to do this. Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What happened? I'm in the
Wrong
wrong
line.
I
block.
don't read that, Chad.
Wrong
I'm
line.
a little girl. Like, I need.
You're on the wrong line again.
Craft. What? What is
You're
it
on the wrong
doing?
line.
Oh my gosh, Chad, this is the first time that I can say again, get off that line.
Yeah, what is
Get off
Craft?
the line, Chad.
Craft Me a Romance. That was the name of it, right?
Yep.
There we go. Craft Me a Romance. All right.
Perfect.
Tracy, number 5.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me why you put it there.
My biggest thing, and I'm just going to be fully honest, but there is zero judgment. No, I mean this in the nicest way, because I saw some serious hate and loathing towards some movies, and I'm not going to speak about anything and draw in any drama, but I saw some like ridiculous level of judgment happening on some other movie. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was well placed in that it was targeting individuals versus the actual components of the movie. So I'm not targeting any individuals. I love Jodie Sweetin. I wasn't familiar with the guy in it, but I liked him. My biggest complaint was just, it was so screaming of "You've Got Mail."
Yep.
That I just, it was too close of a thing for me. And I know that there's a lot of overlap. We've talked about this before. There's a lot of overlap in these romance movies. But it was almost like, well, let's just change this tiny line and let's just change this tiny line. It was just a little too close for me. Tinier detail I had written down is like at the very beginning of the movie, she's like getting ready for work, and then she goes to close the bathroom door. And I was like, sweetie, you live alone. Why are you closing the bathroom? Like, you don't need
That's
to close
true.
the bathroom door. It's just weird. It's a weird detail that I picked up on. And I was like, who's gonna bust in on her?
Yeah, that's true.
I just didn't understand it. But honestly, I mean, that was really the only thing. I mean, yeah. So.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Is there anything about the movie that you liked?
I didn't hate it.
All right.
I didn't feel as much chemistry. with the
Okay.
characters. Like, I don't know, it seemed a little forced in some
All right.
senses. Like, I don't know. It didn't feel as organic as one can expect organic to happen in a 2-hour Insta romance, but you know.
Okay. All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, Cricket.
Okay. Well,
What is your number 5?
mine is also Craft Me a Romance.
Oh, oh, really?
Yes.
Hold on. I'm gonna get fancy. I'm gonna
Oh,
copy and paste here.
fancy. He's copying, pasting. I can't even. Are you going to add are you going to put a formula in here? If I see a pivot chart, I'm going to fall over.
Gonna put the quadratic equation in there
Right?
and figure all this out.
Exactly.
All right, Cricket. Why was that number 5 for you?
So I agree with Tracie. It was too similar to You've Got Mail, and You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle are my 2 favorite movies of all times.
Mm-hmm.
Meg Ryan in those movies, I grew up watching her and Tom Hanks and whatever, but it wasn't that it was similar to it. It was, I felt like I couldn't get into it because I kept picturing it was too close to, like she said, it's too close to the original in a way, even though some things had changed a little bit. I liked the movie, but I just felt like it was too similar to that movie. But the positive on it, which I thought was very interesting and well played in a sense, was how instead of the villain, you know, the guy taking over her store, how he tried to help her. You know, and he did it in a different way than like the original You've Got Mail. And so I did like that aspect of it, but it didn't flow for me. And when you got that in the back of your head with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks and how well their chemistry was trying to fit those 2 characters into that same storyline that they had, it wasn't working for me. They did very well. I'm not judging either. But in my opinion, that's why I chose it to be, 5th place. But I did like the movie, but again, it was just too similar.
Nothing will replace
Okay, you know what?
And bouquets of sharpened pencils.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Oh, and there was no
What
dog.
was that? What did you say about? There was no dog. What did you say about bouquet of sharpened pencils?
So Meg Ryan, she's waxing poetic about fall in New York in the beginning of You've Got Mail, and she's like says something about bouquets of sharpened pencils, and I love that line because like I'm a librarian and I like school supplies, and just I don't know, it just always stuck with me. Kind of goofy, but whatever.
You know what? I don't remember the plot of You've Got Mail at all. I don't remember that it's about competing businesses.
AOL.
I don't remember any of that. I don't remember.
That is homework number 1.
I don't remember any of that.
Take it to the mattresses.
Yeah.
Take it to the mattresses.
I saw the movie. I saw the movie, but I don't remember anything about it because it was so many years ago.
She had a bookstore, and it was called The Shop Around the Corner. And it was kind of similar to what the movie that we watched was, except it was a craft store versus a bookstore. And so her family owned the bookstore for many years. And because the competition moved in, she had to sell. So he comes in with his two grandkids and to check out this shop around the corner to check out his competition. And then she meets him and doesn't realize who he is. So later on, he kind of befriends her, and then she finds out, just like in this movie, who he really was. And it had the same villain dad that he had in the You've Got Mail. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked it. I liked how they did a different take on how he helped her. I did like that aspect of it, but I just, like I said, I can't replace You've Got Mail. Just can't do it.
It does get close to fall foliage, though.
Yes, true.
What's that?
It does get points for fall foliage.
Yes.
Yeah, the story took place in the fall.
Well, yeah, and one would expect.
But I mean, the trees were green in the background and the grass was green, but the story took place in the fall.
Yes. I think they kind of interwove it with the crafting stuff a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. Yeah. They had like some Halloween or some autumn
Yes.
decorations in her store hanging on the wall in the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So my number 5, I'm going a little against you a little bit. Mine is Swing into Romance.
What?
Chad. Oh my.
I know. I knew I was going to shock you. Wait a minute. I got to
This
put it in
might
here.
break the Twitter.
Right? Hold the line, folks.
I mean, geez Louise.
Hold on. What's it doing?
Buckle
What's
up,
it? Wait a minute.
Betty. Whew.
Yeah.
I was not on the. I
Buckle
was
up,
not
Daddy.
on.
That
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
shocked me, Chad. I'm shocked.
Swing into what the type. Were you shocked at that one?
Yeah, I
Could
am.
not be more. Could not be more.
Well, I went back and forth. Hold on, I gotta get the text the right size here. I went back and forth between this one,
Mhm.
and yours that you were talking about. All right, so yeah, Swing into Romance. Let me get my notes up here.
Yeah, because we got to know why you picked number 5, or your number 5 is that one.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason was like Tracy said. Kathy says what in the chat?
What?
Kathy just died inside. I don't know.
What happened? Is Tracy frozen? What are you doing, Tracy?
No, she's not
No.
frozen. I
No?
see her. No,
She's frozen on my end.
No.
Oh.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
frozen.
she's
here.
doing the Egyptian
Oh, there
over
you
there.
go.
She's good.
Oh, there we go. It's my internet connection, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll just keep talking while you fuzz out for a minute. It's all good.
All right. Okay, so it was like Tracy's frozen again for me. She moving for you?
Yeah, she's
Now
moving.
you're both
She's
frozen.
moving and grooving, Chad.
It's got to be my computer then.
Oh,
Oh, there we
yeah,
go.
she's
Now you're
good.
moving. Okay.
I'm always moving.
So it was like Tracy said. Remember in our preview episode,
Yeah.
I said, woman going home, saving the general store, and Tracy said, where's the originality? We've seen that movie so many times before, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of part of it. I did like the dancing scenes. I thought the
Mhm.
dancing scenes were good. I thought Danica did a great job dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun seeing the Dancing with the Stars pro there, dancing with her.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And I did enjoy the autumn decorations.
Mm-hmm.
And we got autumn in this movie. That was
Yes,
great.
we do.
I thought lots of autumn. I thought the leads were good together. I thought David did a good job in his dancing moves and
Mhm.
everything. I thought the daughter was really cute.
Yes,
I enjoyed her.
she was really cute.
Yeah. And I did like that he didn't get upset with her at the end during the conflict part of the movie.
Yes.
When he saw her dancing with her old partner, he just said, "Look, I understand. You need to win this competition for your business. You should dance with him." He said he wasn't upset, so that I liked. But like I said before, this was like the cookie cutter made for TV movie.
Mhm.
It's like it was just following the blueprint of 1,000 other movies that we've seen. Just like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 But Chad,
So there wasn't anything.
Can I say
What?
something
Go
really
ahead.
quick on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like, and I had said this in something that I had put out there too, that a lot of these movies, they do repeat the storylines. They do repeat this because I feel like in real life, a lot of these things happen exactly the same way that they are put out in these movies. It may be a little different for one person, or it maybe happened this way. So I kind of reflected back on all of that. And I feel like each one of us have our own reality of what may have happened to us at one point. And these movies just kind of reflect that. So it is hard to get away from those storylines, but again, it's repetitive. So it's like, how can they fix that? Like, how can they fix that?
Right. The different part of this movie was the dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've seen movies with the same storyline where it was a baking competition to save some business.
Mhm.
This one, it was a dancing competition to save the business.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, but I did like also at the end, that they didn't win the competition.
Yes.
Because I thought for sure they were going to win. So that surprised me.
That would have been
so I got to give it. Yeah, I got to give it props for that. They came in second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that surprised me. I thought, ooh, they didn't win. I thought for sure. Usually in these movies, they always win.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. I thought it was sweet too of Danica to want to do that for her mom and dad when she was watching them in the store and they were dancing. That really touched me because my parents aren't here. So to see that, it was very touching to me. That part of the movie got to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And did you notice in this movie, the guy who played her dad is also the guy that played the dad in the movie Love Can Surprise You? Same actor.
Thought he looked familiar.
No, I did not.
They're all on a rotation, so
I know, like I didn't really,
I know.
Yeah, that didn't clue into me.
I know.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks for that. No.
We've got mom and dad A and B, mom and dad C.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The supporting cast always repeat in these movies.
Yeah. I do want to say, to your point, Cricket, I totally get where you're coming from. I think the only thing that sort of bothers me about the repetition sometimes of the storylines is when you've been watching this stuff for years and years and years now, at some point, like for me, I just get burnt out on it. Like it's hard for me to get excited if this is like the 5th or 6th time I've seen that storyline played out with and I'm not trying to be mean because I know
no, it's true though.
I'm not a writer. I don't even want to profess to understand the challenges in writing something that has not been told in some fashion, especially because these do have to have some sort of a formula to it. There's got to be some connection, some tension, a happy ending, lots of decorations.
Right.
I didn't mind the decorations.
Yeah, they weren't too much to me. Some places, but again, it was like an outside thing or something when I saw them.
The one area that the decorations kind of made me a little crazy was in her parents' kitchen.
Yeah.
The kitchen, it was like somebody went wing nut in the kitchen, kind of like they did in Harvest Homecoming, but they had stuff covering where like across like the cabinets. And to me, that tells me you don't use your kitchen because you can't open the cabinets now. Disrupting the fall decor. So are these just not ever used? Like what's happening here? I was like, that's not functional. And even across the island, like they've got like drawers and stuff. You can't open the drawers because you got leaves in the way. Like that's not. I could decorate my kitchen like that, but I wouldn't be able to use it. It's not.
That's the way my mother decorates for Christmas.
Hey, to key on that note, Chad, when my mom would decorate every year, she left her Christmas tree up. She would decorate her Christmas tree for every holiday. So the Christmas stayed up all year round.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
My brother did that one year. A couple of years ago.
Yeah. I do like that, actually. That's awesome.
All right, moving on to number 4. Tracie, what do you have at number 4?
Whew, let me go. See what I wrote down. I think I'm going to go with Swing Into Romance.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of like sort of the same things that we've already talked about here. Nothing against the actor and actress, like Danica Keller. I like the actor. I've seen him in several other rom-coms, and he's good. There was one other thing that kind of struck me funny because I was watching the re-airing of it earlier. Is like his house and the decorations. Not to beat the dead horse, but I just sort of found it ironic as somebody who is like a banker, finance person, going that bonanza with decorations, because I've worked around those people in different aspects of my life, and they are not the people that give two hoots about decoration. That is literally the last thing that you are going to see in their house. Like, I just thought that was funny. I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought it was kind of funny. So, but yeah.
Okay.
I played that off as he had a daughter, and his daughter is the one who made him decorate like that.
But see, we've seen other rom-coms where like the dad doesn't decorate for the kid because
True.
the mom died and he's sad.
True.
Yeah, that's true.
That
yeah.
is true.
There was one with
Mhm.
Travis Van Winkle and I can't remember the girl's name. Christmas, something about Christmas project, Christmas wish project, something like that. I have it recorded, and that was kind of the trope. And like the guy had this daughter, and like the wife died a few years before, so there's like zero Christmas inside the house. And
Yeah.
you know, the daughter gets, you know, picked to be like she puts a Christmas project wish in, and they select her as like the big one of the year. So this woman like brings all kinds of crazy Christmas stuff, and the guy's like, like what's happening? So anyway,
Yeah, that's usually
Mhm.
the story is the guy doesn't decorate
yeah.
after a spouse passed away.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, Cricket. What'd you have at number
So
4? I'm guessing
mine
what?
is Love Can Surprise You.
What? Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Oh,
Get out of here!
Nope.
Wait a minute. Wait, I gotta write this in.
said,
Wait a
nope.
minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Love can. I'm afraid of hitting the wrong key.
Cricket can surprise you.
you. Cricket surprised me on that one right there.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got to hear the reasoning behind this.
So I love the
Because when we
storyline.
talked before, you told me you liked this movie.
I did. I said I hope I like it, and I hope it's gonna play out the way I wanted it to play out, if I recall. But my thing is I love the storyline, and I think they did a great job with the movie. I don't know. Her character to me was so snippy in the beginning, and she didn't know who he was. And I just remember this one scene where, and I think I've talked to both of you about this, maybe not, where she's in the kitchen and he took her cup to drink the coffee, and she's like, "You have my cup." And I'm thinking, you're going to take the cup away from him? Like, your cup should be in your office. Why is it in the kitchen? And why does it have to be in a special cabinet next to the coffee maker or whatever? So I thought that scene, like, I don't know why that scene is stuck in my head. But then she takes the cup after he gives it to her, and she rinses it out and just leaves it in the sink. Like, if you're going to take a cup from somebody, at least use it.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
not
Like,
kitchen politics right there. That's not how you
Yes.
do.
That just rubbed me the wrong way. And so that was in my mind the whole time. I do like the storyline. I like how he came in and he because I refreshed my memory because I hadn't watched that one in a while. I know certain parts of it, but at the end, what did he do again? He wrote an article or something, or he helped to write it or something.
He helped her finish the speed dating article.
Yes,
and
but then something else happened.
He submitted an article. She got mad at him because he submitted an article by himself without her knowing.
Yes,
he went.
And it was about the 10 reasons you shouldn't go back to him. And so she got upset about that.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't want the readers to know that he was talking about her, and she was embarrassed. So that was the story there.
Yeah, like to me, I just felt like she was trying to go after that guy, and not him, but the ex-boyfriend or whatever. And I'm like, you know, you got this guy right in front of you that's doing everything he can to help you, and then you're gonna, you know, I don't get it. I don't understand. But that's just me.
Okay.
But that's why I picked that one next.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Obsession with going back to the boyfriend, because it's like, if you have any self-respect, why would you put up with that?
Right.
Why would you want to do it like that again? I'd be like, no, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's maybe why I couldn't, you know, pick up and get into it as much as I really wanted to, because I was excited for that movie. But yeah, I agree with Tracy on that. It's like, why are you going to go back to that? I guess to me, it just, I don't know. I know it's hard for people sometimes to break out of that cycle of going back to people, but you know, there's got to be a point when you say enough is enough.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. I'm going to put my number 4 in here.
Oh boy. I bet we're going to be floored.
Craft me a romance.
No,
He's
you're not
copy and
going. You're
pasting.
not
I
going to
see
be.
it.
You're not going to be. There it
Ow.
is.
Okay.
Craft me a romance.
Okay. What's your reason?
All right. Yeah, hold on. Let me. Okay. All right. First of all, I thought the two leads were pretty good together. I thought they were cute together.
Okay.
There was a lot of hand holding going on.
Oh, that's a good plus. You're right. That's true.
Which we don't usually see in these movies. So I thought that was kind of unique.
Spicy.
Yeah, they were holding hands on their second date in the park, and then they went out to lunch, and she reached across the table and was holding his hand while they're waiting for their food. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I like this movie because it was a double couple movie.
Yeah.
Because besides the lead getting together, so did her friend and her brother.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the policeman there.
Yes.
So I thought that was good. And I thought that was good. And
they knew all about that.
Yeah, and like I said before, I didn't remember the story of You've Got Mail, so I didn't even know that it was a similar storyline. I had no clue.
You got homework to do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
I'm sending you the DVD in the mail.
No.
I enjoyed the DVD. I enjoyed the supporting cast. I thought it was fun seeing downtown Julie Brown and Maxwell Caulfield in the movie. Yeah, I like that. The one thing that didn't make sense to me though was that her friend and her brother, Eric and Sarah there, they didn't tell her when they found out who Matthew really was. Like they found out like 30 or 40 minutes into the movie.
Yes.
And they chose not to tell her. I thought that was a little ridiculous and a little unbelievable because if you're a good brother and a good friend, you would immediately run to her and tell her.
Yeah, somebody would have snitched that.
Totally would have.
That's not realistic.
Yeah, that was the only part of the movie I thought was a little ridiculous. But I did like how the conflict was handled because she found out like an hour and 20 minutes into the movie who the guy really was.
Yeah.
So she had 40 minutes to get over it and forgive the guy. And I thought that was more realistic than other types of movies where they get mad in the last 15 minutes and then they get over it in 5 minutes, last 5 minutes of the movie. So she had 40 minutes to think about it and think, okay, this guy's not that bad,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my take on that movie.
Okay.
Okay. Your feelings are validated. They're validated.
We're moving up here. Number 3, Tracie.
Yeah, I think it's Love Can Surprise You. Was number 3 for me.
Oh, okay. Let me copy and paste that one.
Yeah, they're stupid nitpicky stuff, but like there were no fall things happening. There wasn't even a cardigan in that movie. Like, don't say it's an autumn movie if there's not even a cardigan or a leaf.
Right.
And we don't need like 8 million leaves. But again, like it was straight up giving spring vibes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that I'm nitpicking just didn't seem realistic to me. Like, when the guy breaks up with her, like she's not crying.
Right.
She's kind of mad, kind of confused, discombobulated, but she's not mad or upset. And I know this is fantasy rom-com, but like, girl, you need to be ugly crying at least for 2 minutes of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not in a relationship with somebody for 5 years and you're like, that's disappointing.
Yeah, no, you're throwing stuff.
Her reaction. Yeah, you're talking about the boyfriend at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, when he breaks up with her. I thought the same thing. She was just like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
she didn't. Yeah, you're right. She didn't get too upset. You're right.
No, I mean, I got out of a 5-year relationship in my early 20s, and I was in an angry man-hating phase for probably 2 years. So this whole like, oh, that's sad. Yeah, no, that's not realistic. So they go on that like the different speed dating stuff and the paddle boating and whatever. paddle boating in a
Forgot about the
dress.
paddle boating.
Who paddle boats in a dress? Now, maybe
Yeah,
I am not a dress
That's
wearing
true.
person. I am very much like a jeans kind of girl, but I just don't think that would be a practical choice. And then she gets soaked in this fountain, and she just throws her hair up and is like, I'm just going to go about my day in my soaked clothes. No. Most women I know would need to change, because that is not fun to walk around and soaking wet clothes all day. I'm sorry.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. But that was a nice dress, though.
It was a pretty dress,
Yes.
but sweetie, save that for the date later, not the paddle boating.
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I gotta keep quiet for a minute.
Yeah, the bookstore scene that I like, some of the staging in there was like somebody had not actually been into a bookstore, because books were stacked in a way that I was like, I'm a librarian, and that just, no, you don't do that. Like, they had spines like turned inwards, so you just saw like the other end of it, and I'm like, no, people need to see what the titles are on the spines. This isn't mystery books. Like, that kind of stuff grates on me. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go hardcore on that, because my profession. And then like the last sort of major thing I had was like when he's typing on a computer later in the movie. The computer interface looked like it was from 1995.
I forgot about
You
that.
have to go back and watch it, because he's
Yes.
typing on his computer, and it literally looked like
it did.
DOS circa
kinda did.
1985.
Well, it was probably the computer from You've Got Mail.
It probably. I was like, what is happening here? This is not right.
Oh my gosh, that was good.
So, and I know these are like tiny details, but like, I think somebody needs to pay attention to these things when they're doing this stuff for the movies. And I realize it's like a crash course to film things and stage stuff. I, again, have zero idea what it's like on a movie set, but I'm going through seeing some of this stuff, and I'm like, no. So that's all.
All right.
But I did. Oh, one last thing. I did love both of the actor and like the leads. One thing I noticed with this, and this is in a couple of the other movies, and this isn't even unique to GAC. People need to slow down and enunciate their words, because I almost needed closed caption turned on to understand some of the conversations that were taking place. Her character talked so fast, I had no idea what she was saying in some of the segments. And again, it's like, I noticed it with that movie, but I've noticed it in some other movies. I'm like, these people need to slow down with the talking. Like, if from an accessibility standpoint, that's challenging. So that's all. I will shut up.
Hey, Kit Kat's here. She's late, but she's here. Now she says she always uses closed caption. Kit Kat says there. Yeah, I do too sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Those are some valid arguments. I got you. All right, Cricket, what do you have at number 3?
So my number 3 is,
I know what it is. Go ahead.
Swing Into Romance.
I knew it.
We're on a cycle here.
I knew it. Let me put that up there. Hold on. Let me blast it out. Blast this out here.
When you copy and paste it.
There you go. Swing Into Romance. Yep. Okay.
So.
All right. Let's hear it.
So I really enjoyed this movie. I thought Danica, and I can't remember the male lead, but I really liked him in other movies. So when I saw that they were going to be together, I was like, oh, I get to see them together. I thought it'd be a really cute movie, which I did feel it was very cute. Yeah. I like the dynamic of how in the beginning, there was another movie that I watched over the years where somebody worked in a mercantile or whatever, and somebody comes in and they meet them through there. So I thought that was kind of cute how they met in the store, because she wanted to he was looking for something for sleeping, and just like a man, he doesn't want to ask for help. So no offense, Chad. But he could have asked her 10 minutes beforehand, like, do you have anything for this? And she would have been more than happy to show him. But anyway, so, I really liked the dynamic of that. I liked the daughter. the daughter was so cute, and I loved how she was, doing her garden and how he killed it. And then and then how, Danica's character, helped them to grow the garden. But again, I think I mentioned this. My favorite scene in the movie was when she overheard her parents and they were in the store or in the house. I can't remember if they were at the actual store or the house. And they were just talking to each other and reminiscing with each other when they first met. And I just thought that was the sweetest thing, because I feel like when couples can stay together for years like that, there's something special about that relationship. And, she saw that, growing up with them, she probably saw them act like that her whole life. And so she was devastated to think that, this store that had been there for so long that kind of represented their life together, was going to be gone. So in that aspect, I really love that part of the movie and the movie itself. The dancing was an added bonus for me. I love seeing the professional dancer. He was great. I thought he did really well. In the scene where he kissed her and then the guy, saw him kissing her and, he wasn't upset, but I mean, you see somebody kiss somebody else who you're supposed to be with. I don't know if I would have been that calm. I would have had to said something to the fact, but I mean, in a good way, not in a crazy way. But
you're like, excuse me.
What were you doing? Because I know how I'd feel if I was dating somebody and I saw somebody kissing them. I would be like, I don't share. Like, what are you doing? That real estate is mine. But anyway, so I liked the movie, and I thought Danica did really well. And I too liked the ending where they didn't win. I thought that was really cool because I was surprised too by that. So
yeah. So. Now let's talk about her parents for a second.
Yes.
Did you see this massive farmhouse that they lived in? The thing was huge.
It was huge.
Now, how can they afford that huge house, but their store is struggling?
Yeah. Well, all their money goes to pay their house and the mortgage, or they paid it off. Or they paid it off.
They don't know. Sometimes with this, like these kind of like where somebody's stuff is like struggling, they don't always get too into the details, so you don't know the full context of things, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I agree. You want to know, inquiring minds want to know.
Kit Kat's coming hot there in the chat. Yeah. She says it would have been so unrealistic if they would have won the dance contest. Yes. Yeah, because he wasn't the dancer. Yeah, the guy she was dancing with.
Right. Yeah. Very. Yes.
Yeah.
Although he did really well. True. I was impressed.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He did. Now, speaking of the dancing, what did you think of this big dramatic lift they did at the end?
Okay, it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it was going to be. I'm thinking, look, cutting edge, whatever that one was called, where they did the Pachinko, yes. And that's what I was thinking of when they said the Bufowski or whatever it was they called it. So I'm thinking it's going to be this huge thing, like in that movie, and it wasn't. So
yeah, I was expecting the Dirty Dancing lift up over the head. And we got a little balance on the shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and then everyone in the crowd was going, "Oh, I can't believe they did that. Oh, I'm shocked."
I know.
Like that wasn't even on ice. So like, let's calm down.
I know.
That's true. I was a little upset about that. I have to admit. It really kind of took me down a level. Yeah.
Oh, Kit Kat is saying in the chat maybe they inherited the farm.
Yeah. That's true.
Could be.
That is
These
true.
are things we will never know.
True.
Oh, Kathy says she was happy his knee didn't give out. That's right, because he had his knee wrapped.
So true.
Yeah.
I did find it a little ironic and sort of unrealistic that he was like, I will push through with whatever knee pain I have so I can dance with you. And I'm like, pain doesn't work like that.
Right.
Sorry, but unless you got a cortisone shot in something else, you're not going to be able to do that.
He needs to go down to the R3 stem cell place and get an injection there. Like Trevor.
I mean, I've had pain in different areas of my body before, and I'm like, that you just don't walk that off. I'm like, I'm fine.
No.
I'm gonna go jump and whatever. Because I remember like when Trevor injured his Achilles on Dancing with the Stars, and like he was struggling. I'm like, yeah, you can't push through that past a certain extent because you can't walk.
Right.
Like his knee was busted. So
yeah.
That love did not.
All right.
Sorry.
What was that?
I said his love did not heal it, or her love did not heal
it. Yeah, the knee didn't bother him at all during that final dance.
Like it was magically.
He wasn't.
That was
he
the
wasn't
power of
limping or
love,
anything.
like Huey Lewis said.
The power of love, Huey Lewis. Bump, bump.
Yes.
That's
Bump like that.
great.
Sorry.
Okay, moving on. My number 3, I think, is going to shock you.
Oh.
No.
So be prepared.
No, Chad.
What?
I'm going to get off here if you put that in there.
My number 3 is A Harvest Homecoming.
Oh, Chad, you are banned. You are banned.
I'm banned. I know it. I know it. Riley's never going to talk to me ever
No,
again.
I'm calling her right now. I got
No.
Just kidding.
No, I hope she doesn't get mad at me.
Oh, she's gonna curse you. I mean, that's wow.
She's gonna ask for that shirt back.
No joke.
Hey, I paid good money for this shirt.
You just burned.
Well, she ain't gonna sell you another one if she writes another movie after this.
Oh.
Man.
All right.
You're gonna have to apologize after this is over.
On us.
Let's get into it. All right. First of all, the positives. I enjoyed the decorations. I know a lot of people on social media said they went overboard, but I loved it. They didn't bother me one bit. So that was okay. I loved the Drew and Aiden friendship and their relationship. I thought that was the high point of the movie right there, was those two characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Kathy's saying no in the chat.
You just ruined Kathy.
The supporting. Yeah. The supporting cast. I loved the mom and dad and their relationship. They were very loving. They were very cute.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those. And I liked Gramps and Miss Francine. I thought those two characters were funny. And I enjoyed hearing Trevor play the guitar and sing a couple songs. That was fun. That was good. I always enjoy music in these movies.
Yes.
But I got to tell you, Lainey got on my nerves a few times. And I think Drew deserved better, man. I think he should have taken that job in California and taken Aiden with him, because Lainey is not a good mother.
So you are a proponent of kidnapping in this movie.
You're going off the rails tonight, Chad.
She can't get to school on time to pick up her kid. She's late every time.
That is fair.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah.
She moved the kid across country to a different city for a job interview, and she didn't even know if she was going to get the job or not. I mean, come on, what kind of mother does that?
It's
come on.
It's really dicey, and it's a bold move.
Yeah.
I will give you that.
It's a bold move. Yeah.
Literally, not pun intended.
Yeah. So, nothing against Jessica. She was fine in the movie, but just the character she was playing, I don't know. I think Drew could have done better. Kathy says, "Oh my gosh." Hey, I'm just telling it the way that it is.
Hey, your feelings are your feelings.
Yes,
and that is okay.
That's right.
That's
right. That's right. Okay. But I did enjoy the movie. There's just a couple things that Lainey did and said. Oh, and then am I frozen? Are you guys frozen? You're frozen on my side. No, I'm okay. Okay. Yeah. And then Lainey gets mad at him when he tells her that he's got a job in California.
Yeah.
Well, why is she getting mad? She knew he was going to leave. She knew it was a temporary job to substitute judge. So she knew he was going to leave. So why is she getting mad at him?
Yeah, I'm like, yes on that. That was not realistic.
Yeah, that was.
You knew.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew it was coming. Yeah. I guess she was upset because it was in California and not in Texas. So I assume that's why she was upset, I guess.
Yeah, but again, he told you.
But
he
still,
was looking out of state jobs.
Yeah. 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 But I did enjoy the movie. Loved the decorations. Loved everything else about it. There were just a couple scenes I was like, come on. Oh, and then another thing, she says that one scene, she's telling her friend, I don't think Drew is serious. And I'm thinking, well, of course he's not serious. He's only in town 2 weeks. What do you think? You know?
Yeah,
I don't know.
again.
I don't know, because some people believe that love at first sight. It can happen. It can happen.
All right. All right.
Chad's like, all right.
I hope Riley's not mad at me. Nothing against her. Because I did have fun with the movie. And I had fun tweeting or posting on X with all of you.
Yeah.
That night. That was a lot of fun.
No, you
All right,
have
Tracie.
some valid points.
What?
You do have some valid points about some of that stuff. I mean, none
Yeah.
of them are
Oh,
perfect,
yeah.
even though that is still my number one. Like, none of them are perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was like whining a little bit too much in the beginning of the movie about, oh my God, did I do the right thing? Blah, blah, blah. And like she said it 2 minutes later, and I'm like, you just said that. You don't need to we got you. It just felt like it felt like it was a little overly dramatic, that particular part. And I can't explain how the rental house was already decorated to that level unless it came decorated like that. Because if I'm unpacking,
was that a rental or did she buy that?
well, no,
house?
I think she said it was a rental. I think.
Yeah, because
Oh,
her
did
friend
she?
got it for her.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, she said she thanked her friend for finding her the house, but I assumed that she bought the house, is what I assumed.
I thought she said renting. Well, I mean, either
Oh, okay.
way,
Could have been.
I've done
Could have
enough
been.
moves as a Navy spouse, and getting out fall decor is literally the last thing. I'm unpacking the coffee pot and some kitchenware and my pajamas and my toothbrush. Like that is that's like 2 months later. So
Yeah,
that
I know.
just
Yeah, I know.
whatever.
Yeah, I know. All right, we're moving on. Number 2, Tracie, you're up. What you got?
What does that leave? Oh, the One Perfect Match. Yes.
Yep.
I knew that was coming.
Yes.
Well, that's the only thing left on your list here.
It is. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
Because we already know what your number 1 is.
Yep.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise.
Yeah, I did like the movie. It was not a fall movie in my opinion, though. There were again no.
Well, I might as well copy. Wait a minute, I might as well copy and paste this right now because that's going to be Cricket's number 2 too.
You got it.
There's no choice. Yeah, there no fall vibes. I mean, they appeared by a fire pit at one point, but like there was nothing fallish happening. Whatever.
Right.
The couple of the things that kind of made me like, again, goofy detail stuff was just like, they're both obviously like infatuated with each other, but full on denying, like past a point where I'm like, okay, you just need to admit you've got feelings. I felt like they just kept like, I can't fall in love with him. He's my client. I can't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you have feelings. Stop it. It just kind of made me nuts with that. When she hung out at his office all day and then you're like, oh my God, 7 hours have passed. And I'm like, shut up.
I know.
There is zero chance that you spent 7 hours and did not realize that. And did you eat? Did he feed you? What?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
These are things that go through my head because I'm very pragmatic. And if that's like all of us people, I'm sorry, but I'm very pragmatic.
Right. Yeah.
I did think it was like super cute, just how they kept making googly eyes at each other. And like their tension was just very tangible, it seemed. Like they were like, So yeah, those were my notes, just some tiny detail things, but I did enjoy it. So
okay. All right, Cricket.
So I really like the concept of it. There's a few movies I've seen over the years where they're matchmakers or whatever, and I love Merritt Patterson. So I loved her character. I loved her role in this, and how the people come to her office or whatever to talk and everything, and how she sets them up. And so the tension, like you said, Tracie, was definitely there. I mean, you could feel it, but I guess for me, like working in different jobs that I've had, whether somebody comes in that's drop dead gorgeous, handsome, whatever, and is so nice, you have to maintain that professional level in a sense. But when you're with your friends, you need to say, oh my gosh, this guy came in. He was just absolutely hot.
Yeah.
Like he was so, so I agree with Tracie on that aspect. If you're going to talk to your coworker who knows everything about you, you need to be honest, face up to your feelings there. But yeah, so in that regard, as far as the professionalism, I think that, and I know it's a movie and they got to carry that storyline all the way to the end. So it's kind of difficult to say you need to just throw it out there, because then what would we, work up to? So I get that part of it. So I just thought it was a really cute storyline. The only other thing I wanted to mention was when they're at the wedding at the end and they're in that room and they're getting ready to kiss, and the bride comes in and says, I got to go find my mom or my family. And I'm like, what are you looking for? You're getting ready to go down the aisle. Let them kiss, or, whatever. And I'm sorry, but if I'm in a moment like that, I'm going to let the bride just walk out and I'm going to lay the kiss on, because, that moment ain't passing. You'll never get that moment back.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Right.
Were you talking about the bride kissing the groom?
No. The bride comes in as the two characters, the two leads are getting ready to kiss, because he just, said.
Oh yeah, she interrupted their kiss.
Yes,
yeah, and said, "Hey,
and
I got a wedding. We have a wedding we got to get to." Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. The wedding is, you're here with us, and we can be there in no time flat. But while you walk out the door, I'm laying this kiss on, because this moment is not passing me by. Yeah. And they didn't kiss, and I'm like, are you kidding me? That is so not cool. Like, hello.
Get the hell away from me.
Right. Well, they do kiss after the ceremony.
Yeah.
True, but that's a long time to wait after that tension. Come on now, Chad.
Yeah. Well, every one of these movies has an interrupted kiss, so I guess they had to throw it in there somewhere.
It's getting a little annoying, though. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Sneak a little bit in. I mean, nobody's going to burst into flames. I realize we're trying to be conservative, but I don't think anybody's actually going to burst into flames if there's like a tiny little smooch. Because sometimes when you're watching, you're like, oh, for heaven's sake,
just kiss already, right? I know that's
or they go in for a kiss and someone scares them and they like bash noses or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Come
on. Something different.
Yeah.
Switch it up a little bit.
I mean, you can still be conservative, but still have that tension of flirty, and you know what I mean? Like, you can still have that aspect in there. They could do it.
Yeah.
And it can be innocently. I mean, come on. We all get butterflies. That's innocent, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Don't think it's scandalous.
All right. Okay.
It's not triple X.
Well, I had...
No. I mean, that's just my personal preference. I'm not judging people who might think otherwise. And that's just for me, like, I would like to see a little bit more realism with some of that kind of stuff versus like all of these like ridiculous interruptions. Like, come on, at some point, you're just going to be like, go away.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know why they have to have the interrupted kiss. That part kind of bothers me, and also the conflict near the end of the movie always bother me in all these movies. Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. I had a difficult time deciding between 2 and 1 here.
Oh, do tell.
Oh, do tell.
Do tell.
But I'm agreeing with you two, and I'm putting One Perfect Match.
Okay.
At number 2.
Oh. Oh, so your number 1 is Love Can Surprise You.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
I know, but it's
all right. So One Perfect Match. I thought this movie had really good chemistry. I thought they did a really good job together. The supporting cast I liked. The woman who played Paige was her assistant, the matchmaker's assistant. Yeah. I thought she was super cute. I really enjoyed her. And she is actually pretty famous herself. She was a professional poker player, and she used to host this poker show on ESPN.
Oh, wow.
No, really?
Yeah. And she's like pretty famous herself.
Do you know who Nate is?
And she's done sports casting and everything, things like that. I can't remember her name. I forget her
need to
name.
look that up because my husband watches a lot of poker and used to, like, years ago, like ridiculous amounts of poker. And I got familiar with some of the different, I don't know which broadcasters, I guess, commentators.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if I know her, like, just
let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, I'm baffled. I'm intrigued.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna get my phone out here. One perfect match. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Cast. Here we go. Her name was Lynn Gilmartin. Was her name?
Yeah, I've never heard of her.
And her bio says she's an Australian actress, poker player, and Hall of Fame sportscaster.
Wow.
Best known for her role.
I do recognize her.
Best known for her role as anchor of the World Poker Tour on Fox Sports.
Yep.
Oh, it was on Fox Sports.
Wow.
Oh, but she also says she also was a sideline reporter for ESPN, Australian coverage of some poker thing.
Yeah.
She was the host of Poker Championship in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was on Fox Sports.
That's cool.
I do recognize her. I pulled up some pictures, and one of them like clicked with me because, like I said, my husband watched a lot of that and whatever. So.
Oh, Kathy says in the chat we all agree on number 2. Yeah, we did. Okay, so another thing I liked about this movie, I really liked the story. I thought it had a really good story, and the writer Ansley Gordon, who wrote some of the other movies we've seen in the past, she wrote this movie from personal experience because she used to either work for a matchmaker or she used to work as a matchmaker, something like that. And so she wrote this from personal experience.
Wow.
This story. So I really like that. I think she worked for a matchmaker earlier in her career. And I think she was pretty much the page in this movie. I think she was the page character.
Oh, wow.
She was like the assistant to the matchmaker, I think.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how she came up with the idea for this movie.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I also really liked about this movie, I liked that there was no conflict.
Yeah.
At the end. The two leads never got mad at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really liked that.
Yeah. That was a good twist to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's something you're always expecting and then it didn't happen. And I'm like, oh, yes. I was so happy because I always hate that part of the movie. So I was so happy that this movie didn't have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was expecting something to happen like after he like ditched the relationship with that girl. Yeah. I was expecting something to happen in there in that regard. Like like the girl found out about her and that was the, she was the person who got them set up and then she like betrayed them. And then, how they always twist everything. And then he would get mad because, he's this professional and so is she, but you know what I mean? So I was expecting something along those lines to happen, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say.
All right. Well, we already know what.
So the one kind of funky thing I just remembered that, like, sort of how they met, over the glass of wine, and then she was raving. It something just kind of made me laugh about, like, oh my God, this guy just introduced me to the best Chardonnay ever. I'm like, I like some wine. Do not get me wrong, but I seldom wax poetic about a glass of wine or a bottle of wine, like ad nauseum to people. It just kind of struck me a little weird. Like, oh my God, I met this guy and I had the best wine ever. I'm like, okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, and in that scene, that meet cute scene, they could not take their eyes off of one another. They just kept staring at each other the entire time.
Yeah.
Googly eyes. Yeah. It's the googly eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just kind of funny, but whatever.
All right. So we already know what your number ones are. Harvest Homecoming right there.
What you got, Chad?
All right.
Can surprise you.
So Let's chat about this. Why'd you put that at number one?
Dad can
I can't figure out why you put it at number one. Why did you?
Go ahead, Tracie. You're up.
Hi, have you taken leave of your? I mean, it does have our boy Trevor, of course. Whatever. I honestly like the storyline for the most part. I thought they had chemistry. I loved the positive messaging that was coming through with Trevor taking Aiden sort of under his wing,
Right.
trying to help him,
Yeah.
and all
Right.
of that, because I thought that was really sweet, and trying to keep encouraging the kids in like the gym class and stuff to interact with them and teaching him to fish, and I thought that was like a really cute bonding experience, and that is a realistic thing. I think just from what I know from single parents, like especially if the father's not around and there's a son who can be that father figure-ish for the person. So I thought that was really nice and realistic. And yeah, I mean, I lots of stuff to love. The fall decor was a little too much for me, but I'm sorry. Maybe I am a monster, but I think sometimes more is more. So
more is more.
Yeah. It was an explosion, but again, it's a stupid thing to nitpick, and just for me, it was like, okay, that's like I need a minute, but
yeah, it was some of the scenes were shocking. Some with the
yeah. I mean, I love. I mean, obviously, they have to evoke whatever the season thing is, going a little overboard so that you feel like you are wrapped up in this moment. But I'm just thinking realistically, who has that kind of money to spend on decorations? Did you get them on sale at Joann's and Hobby Lobby and Michael's? Because that stuff costs money, and it's not cheap even when it's on sale. Like, it has taken me years to buy like little pieces and add-ons. So to me, I'm like, you got a bankroll for some fall decor I don't know about. But that's all. I'll shut up.
All right, Cricket.
So, of course, I love the movie. Has Trevor Donovan in it? Come on. Written by Riley Weston. Come on. I think for me, I like the storyline with him and Aiden as well. And this kind of goes back to what we just talked about a little bit ago about the same storyline of somebody comes into a town they had left in, they meet somebody who's taking over something else. But for me, again, I feel like that's realistic. I feel like myself, I came back after 22 years to help my family and my special needs sister, so it's plausible. The whole him teaching Aiden like how to fit in and trying to include him with the kids and everything, and taking him under his wing and teaching him to fish and different things like that. Like, I personally had a running coach who, my parents didn't have that very much money, and we lived on the outskirts of the town, and he literally would pick me up every morning for cross country because we ran in the morning, and he bought my tennis shoes. Like, he was that person for me. And so I really could relate to that, and that really hit home with me in those scenes. I love the relationship with the mom and dad. I just thought they were so cute. Grandpa was hilarious because, my grandparents died when I was very young, so I never got to interact with them and to see how they would technically act when they were older. You know what I mean? Like, when he's at the table and he's talking about a heart emoji, and that, I just thought he was the cutest thing ever. And, yeah, I mean, and as far as like the decorations, I did think they were a little over the top in some scenes. My thing was, and I think Tracie and I had talked about this, the gym. Like, there's going to be no fall leaves in the gym. I'm sorry. There might be like, fall dance scene, posters, or maybe something along those lines. But to put those leaves in the gym, that was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
So
the school gym was
The
decorated,
school
right?
gym, yes, you know, and it was,
I've not seen a school
Yeah.
gym ever decorated with
Yeah,
any
I've
kind of
never seen.
seasonal.
you know,
Yeah,
and I think that it
yeah,
probably would
that's
have
true.
it wouldn't have impacted us as much as those leaves did because they were everywhere in every scene. You know, it's good to have some fall color in there, but maybe do it in a different way so it's not the same
Mhm.
prop that you're seeing in all these scenes. Because I love fall.
Yeah.
Fall is my favorite time of the year. I mean, it
Oh, yeah.
is. I love the smells. I love the colors. You know, the
Mhm.
autumn, you know, sun in the evening. You know, when you're trying to take a walk, it's just a beautiful
Mhm.
time of year. So it was a little distracting. I'm not gonna lie. I love the movie. You know, I did, but I think they went over a little too much with the leaves a little bit. So,
Okay.
and then of course I'm gonna nitpick this one because I love fishing. I grew up fishing with my dad. So if you're gonna do a scene with a lake, make sure the lake is real. That's all I'm asking.
It's a tiny detail, but
It's
Oh,
just saying,
the fake lake.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
you know,
Yeah,
that's, I mean, yeah. And
that was
I don't create, I don't produce, I'm not an actor, I'm not an actress. And I am only saying, in my opinion, from a standpoint of being a watcher and a lover of these films, if you want
uh-huh.
my praise on a movie, you know, those little things matter. And I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
yeah.
throw some edit in there where it looks like there's a rippling lake. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I love the movie. Trevor was phenomenal. Lainey, I kind of agree with you, Chad. I didn't like her character at times.
Uh-huh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
that I think she had every right to be upset at him, but I didn't understand, like, and I get it, you know, when she's like, "Oh, I had to find out through Jason or whatever," and then he gets the phone call and then he goes, "Well, I guess I'm going." Really, you're gonna change your
Mhm.
mind that quick? I mean, come on, go talk to her first. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
that's true. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Like,
he
you
did
know,
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's a good thing Trevor's that's not really Trevor there because I'd have to pull him aside and say, "Dude, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
because
like,
he told Aiden in the scene before that he was gonna stay.
right. But then when
Yeah,
he
and
saw
then
her reaction to finding out,
yeah,
and I
then
get
she
it. I mean,
yeah,
she was brutal.
yeah,
She was brutal, but
yeah, then she
still, love's
yeah,
worth
she
it. She
blows
did
up
it.
It's
at him and
gone
then
too quick because she's like, I heard from
yeah.
Jason, and it's like, sweetie, he just found out. Like, you weren't on the speed dial for this. Like, calm it down. There was no time
Yeah.
to share this news. Like, come on.
Right, right.
Like
Uh,
that was
yeah.
just pumped up a little too much. Like, dial down the fake drama. I'm sorry,
But I love the
Yeah,
movie.
that's true.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
mhm.
What's
yeah, we didn't
Kit
know about
Kat
the
saying?
lake until Riley had mentioned it on that live, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
I
Oh,
didn't see
Cricket's
it
the one
till
who
the
brought
next
it up.
day.
Yeah,
Cricket's the one who brought it up.
Yeah, I brought
Kit
it up
Kat
because I
says, "I didn't notice
rewatched
the
it.
lake until Cricket said something in the
Yes,
other Great Americans."
I
Yeah,
rewatched it the next
I
day and
watched the
saw
movie
it.
again. It was so
yeah,
noticeable. Yeah, Cricket brought it up in the Instagram live that you two did
Hmm.
with Riley,
yeah.
and I'm like, "Was the lake was fake? I didn't notice." So
Hmm.
I had to go back and rewatch it and
I
see. Yeah,
know. See, we got eagle eyes, you know.
No,
yeah. I don't know how
and
you caught that.
it's not that I nitpick movies when I watch them, but when
No,
you're in that moment and that feeling, and they were in that beautiful field having a picnic, and then I look over
Yeah.
and see the picture frames not moving, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my gosh, no, you did not cut that lake scene out.
let's drag the
Yeah,
fake
that
lake
wasn't.
screen over so that
Yeah,
you know,
True.
that was a nice scene though, with them
Oh,
having a
it
little
was
it was.
picnic and
beautiful.
watching Aiden fish. Yeah, that was a nice
Yes,
scene.
it
Yeah.
was very nice. I think that was like the perfect
Hmm.
family moment for them, even though they weren't
Hmm.
together or anything. But I felt
Right.
like that was a really nice interaction there. I did. I really liked
Hmm.
that scene too.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of Little House on the Prairie. I don't know why, but it did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Just
Hmm. And the background, they didn't go overboard with the leaves. There were just a few colored leaves on the ground and a few in the
Yeah,
trees. So that
there's
was
a few in
nice.
the trees, but I ain't gonna lie, it
Yeah.
didn't look like it was supposed to be there. Sorry.
well, it's kind of like fall got exploded inside the houses and not outdoors so much, and that
I mean, I don't want to be nitpicky. I absolutely love this movie, but
yeah,
you know,
Mhm.
in
this is
my
all good
opinion,
fun. Like I'm not hating.
Yeah,
that's
this
all it
is
is.
yeah. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it
Mhm.
too.
And it's got to be hard
All
too
right.
when you're filming
What?
these because their leaves aren't really brown on those trees. So I get why they had to do
Right.
what they had to do, but
Right. They filmed it over the summer. There were
right,
no colored leaves.
right,
You know, there were no pumpkins. There were no apples. They had to,
exactly.
you
And
know,
they had to go
they had
with
to
what
make
they
do
could
with what
get.
they could do.
They need
Yeah.
to film them a
Yeah.
year in advance during actual fall, perhaps. So
Yeah.
then
That's what they need.
it
That's
would
what
be
they,
Yeah,
normal.
that's the only way you can have a real
legit.
autumn movie is
Yeah.
film it
Yeah.
in October. Yeah.
And not running around
But
in
they,
winter clothes when it's probably 90 degrees outside and sweating
right.
your butt
Right. But then they can't film like 5 or 6 movies all in 1 month in October, you know?
True.
So I was thinking about this. That's the thing. I think it's easier to make
We need
Christmas movies in the summer
Yes.
than it is autumn movies.
Yes.
Because Christmas movies, all you have to do is throw some lights up in the trees and put some fake snow on the
Yeah.
ground and you have a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Whereas autumn, where do you find colored leaves and pumpkins in the summer?
Right.
You know, you can't. So I think it's more difficult to make an autumn movie than
Just
it is
the
a
craft
Christmas movie.
stores, but you'd have to buy them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and the
All
other
right.
thing too, I
What?
got one more thing.
What?
The
One
other
more
thing
thing, go ahead.
is it's about an orchard and mill. And I never
Mhm.
saw anything about the orchard. Like I know they had apples in there, but I really wanted to see like him and Lainey walk down in the orchard, you know, and I don't know, pick an apple
Oh, I
off the
see. I
tree.
see. Oh, you wanted to see apple trees. Yeah, I see
Yeah,
what
I
you're saying.
really thought that would have
Yeah.
been a nice, you know,
It was
take
an
Yeah.
alleged orchard.
yeah.
Yeah. But
You know.
again, they would have had to film it in September
They
for
could
that to
an
happen.
apple
Yeah.
could have fallen on their head and then they reached down to get it and then they kissed, you know? Like
Yes.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome.
that's true.
Yeah.
We're just gonna have to rework this whole process. That's all. Okay, details.
But I love it.
Well, my number one movie, you're going to love this one, is Mystery by the Book.
What
Huh?
the what?
What?
They didn't even show that one, Chad. What kind of shenanigans?
Yes, I know. That was the one that they didn't air.
That's so funny.
And I
Thought it was a
intrigued by
fantastic
that
movie.
one.
I loved it. I loved it. It was my number one.
Boy, it's such a mystery,
All right.
isn't it?
It's such a
Okay.
mystery because we didn't even see
I'm
it.
just joking around. Okay, I'm going to put my number one in here.
I wanted to see
You can
that.
already
I was
figure out.
actually really intrigued by that storyline.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can already figure out what it is.
Yeah.
Love can surprise you. I can't believe you guys put this so low. Well, you had it at 3, Tracy. That's not too bad.
I'm not a complete monster.
Oh.
Cricket, however.
This movie,
Her.
I thought this movie was the cutest, I thought. I mean, holy mackerel. They had great chemistry. And I really liked that the lead male was not some big, muscular, hunky guy. He was just your average looking guy.
Yeah.
And I thought that made the story so relatable and so believable.
Mhm.
They can't all
And
be
I thought
talked
that
about
he
the
was just, I thought he was funny and charming, his
Mhm.
character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like, and I thought the writing was really good. They had really good banter in a few
Mhm.
scenes. And in fact, some of the scenes reminded me of the movie When Harry Met Sally. Some of the back and forth banter that
Yeah,
they
I
had.
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah.
And that is one of my favorite movies.
Ah,
Yeah.
see?
So-
That's the connection.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
there's a
can't make
connection there. And I can see Kathy. I can see what Kathy's comment in the chat was. Hold on, it's going to pop up on the screen here as soon as my screen
Let's
unfreezes
go
here.
warm, fuzzy feelings for Camilla. He
well, that may have been part of it.
I do agree with what you said about the male character because he was
Yeah.
different and he was
Mhm.
likable,
Mhm.
Mhm.
especially the
Yeah, he was.
relationship that they showed with him and his father. It's
Mhm.
like he
Yes.
was very different from this sort of callous, sarcastic
Mhm.
person
Mhm.
that you saw sort of in other scenes. So like he was likable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could see their relationship change from
Yeah.
the beginning of the movie to the end.
Yeah.
You could tell that they were annoyed with each other at the beginning and then they
Mhm.
started liking each other
Yeah.
near the end. What is Kit Kat saying here? Love can pleasantly surprise me. Yeah, it did me
Mhm.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved the meet cute. I know I'm going to disagree with what Cricket said earlier, but I thought the meet cute was really cute. Him drinking out of her coffee cup, and she's like standing there staring at him, and he finally realizes, and he looks up and says, "You want your cup back?" I take it you want your cup back. Yeah. And I love how she just rolls another cup across the table.
Right. Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah, but then she puts the other one in the sink. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she put the other one in the sink.
Like that was such a smack in the face. Like, oh, I'm not worthy of that cup then, I guess.
Yeah, but didn't they have a meeting they had to get to though?
She could have let him take the cup. Come on.
Yeah,
if she's as nice as she says she is, she should have let him use her cup.
But she wasn't feeling nice because wasn't that after her boyfriend dumped her or something? Or
yeah, I think so.
She was cranky and she was uncaffeinated and she wasn't happy.
That's true. That is true. I may want my cup too. You never know.
And I love the voiceover in this movie where she's writing in her notebook the 10 truths about love.
Yeah, I did like
and
that.
I love and I love how her character learned lessons about love throughout the movie.
Yes,
that was very sweet. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, me too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, that was. I like.
Yeah, that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chad.
Go ahead.
I like. No, go ahead. I like when they. I like when they interject those things on the screen to like interact. I really think that gives it something, you know, like a something other than just a regular movie. I really do like that interjection with those things. I think they're cute.
Yeah, it made it very visually appealing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, what else? Let's see. Oh, I thought the movie had good background music.
Oh,
I don't know if you two noticed that or not, but I thought it did.
Yeah.
To go back and watch, I don't remember the.
And the last thing, I thought Camilla looked amazing. The wardrobe she was in, that they had her in. All those bright color dresses, I thought she looked fantastic throughout the entire.
Very spring-like.
Yeah,
it was spring-like. Yeah, it was
really
definitely
this character, Chad.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a spring or summer movie. It was definitely not a fall movie, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, I did too.
I did like it. There was a lot of the aspects I did like it, but you know, the other ones I like better. Hey, can I backtrack for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
On One Perfect Match, I love how they had the Michael Bublé song in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good.
I love that.
And also,
it reminded me of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh.
Yeah. They got the rights to use that song. Yeah. That was good. And also in that movie, you noticed when they were texting each other, they were putting the text message on the screen.
Yes.
And they were having a voiceover reading the text message.
Yes.
Yeah. So you didn't have to like pause the movie and what's it say? You know, one of those deals. You know?
Exactly. I thought that was really well done. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, it was.
Again, from an accessibility perspective, that is very helpful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it's it's relatable.
It is.
Because we're all on our phones so much nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I know.
All right. I got it. Here you go. Final tally. There it is. Grab a screenshot if you need to, if you want to. There's our top 5.
Oh my goodness. It's all over the place.
It was all over the place, wasn't it?
Hey, that's what movies can do to you.
That's right. Yeah, it's interesting how different people can see movies differently. And some people enjoy them and some people don't.
Yes.
That's what makes us humans.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
because like you were relating one of the movies to what you liked and your idea of Harry Met Sally. And then like us saying about the whole You've Got Mail thing. It's funny. We relate to the things that have impacted our lives. And I think that, you know, if you trigger some of those memories from all of us, then those movies are really going to stand out for everyone. So, but it's tough to do that, you know, in that realm of, you know, storylines and plots and all that. So.
Yep. Well, this was fun. Thank you guys for coming back and agreeing to do this.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
having us. I hope we didn't cause too much trouble.
I know, right?
You get
No,
me
you
in trouble
didn't.
though with Riley. I'm just
I may be in
yeah.
trouble. Yeah.
You better
She's
call
gonna
her after this,
send you
Chad.
a naughty text later.
Right?
You're not getting a Christmas card this year.
That's right.
Hey.
No mug for you,
Hey.
dude.
I still enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I still enjoyed it.
I know. We know. We're just messing with you, Chad.
I know. I know. Well, all right. I was going to have you to come on and do a Christmas preview with me, but we can't because there's not enough time, because
it was
announced
tomorrow.
that Trevor Donovan's movie is going to air a week from Saturday on the 21st.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it was funny. I was thinking about this. He went like a year and a half. We never got a movie from him. And then we get like 2 in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Donovan. Can't hate it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, and
So
wasn't going to say. I just was going to mention something. Now I forgot. Never mind.
About next.
So what did?
No, I was just going to mention how the pictures that we're posting, that to have the Donofans kind of do their thing and do their magic to repost the pictures that we're putting out for the promoting of Trevor's movie next Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy. Oh, there's Kathy. Kathy says, I got some schmoozing to do with Riley. Listen to you.
Might have to buy her a sweatshirt. I don't know.
Right?
Or
you gotta write a poem for that one.
You're gonna have to kick in an extra big donation for her breast cancer walk.
There you go.
Yeah.
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 Better be.
Did she do that walk yet?
No, I think it's coming up towards the end of the month, maybe. I forget. I had the dates, but I don't remember. So
okay,
it's coming up.
So do you two have anything special planned for the Trevor D Christmas movie?
Well, in fact, we do.
Oh, you do? Are you allowed to say or not? Is it supposed to be a surprise?
I don't think it's a surprise. Well, I mean, I don't think it's secret or anything. So we, Cricket and I and Jackie and Beth and Tamara are going to connect for a girls' weekend in West Virginia. We are renting a Airbnb cabin because like we're all sort of within a reasonable driving distance ish. We decided we were going to try to like just get together and meet up because I mean, I've met Cricket and Jackie, but haven't met anybody else and whatever. And so we started planning this a while back and we planned that weekend and then they changed the movie date and we were like, oh, so now we get to all watch it together. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
So you're going to be in a cabin in the woods in October in West Virginia.
Yeah. Doesn't sound creepy.
I don't think anything.
Does it?
Yeah, that sounds okay. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm bringing Christmas decorations. All right, we're changing it up.
I know, because I mean, I imagine we will probably do some silly video, but yeah, we're gonna need some Christmas decor. Although the movie's airing that weekend, it's not like we have advanced time to.
True.
You know, but it's all.
No, that's a pretty long drive for you, Cricket, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like 6 something hours.
But it's okay.
Like 6. Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, to find it
and then was
hard. Like really hard.
And then Tracie, you're in North Carolina, right?
Yeah. So for me, it's about like 4 hours. So it's not too bad.
Okay, not too bad.
And for Jackie and Beth, it's not too bad. Now Tamara has to drive to me first. So she's coming from the other side of the state. And then we're going to drive together up to West Virginia. But yeah, she's got a little bit, you know, kind of like Cricket. She's got that leg, but, you know, this was the best I could do. Like when you're trying to find a place like somewhat middle ground and has enough bedrooms and has enough this and, you know, so.
Right. And then Jackie, does she have a long drive?
I don't think so. I forget what it is.
Oh, Kit Kat's saying at least you'll be surrounded by fall colors. That's true.
This is true.
Yeah, you'll have nice
Christmas.
And fall time for Christmas. Well, that's neat that you'll get to watch the movie together.
Yeah, it's going to be so cool.
If this cabin has a TV.
Oh, we checked on that.
Yep. She's already did her research. She's got the spreadsheet already, Chad.
Yeah, I confirmed with the cabin owner that they get the Great American Family channel because that would have been a serious deal breaker.
Right?
So we would have been
All right.
collecting God knows what.
All right. And then are you going to be recapping the movie
We haven't even talked about it.
afterwards?
So
Haven't talked about that. Haven't gotten that far yet?
No, but if we
Okay.
do, you can come on with us.
yeah,
All
Since you've
right.
had us on a couple times.
I know.
Well, me many
All right.
times, but yeah,
All right.
sounds like a
Would it be a podcast episode or another Instagram live? What do you think?
probably a podcast episode. I think we should do a podcast episode on this one. What do you think, Tracy?
I'll do whatever.
Okay. Yeah, we need to do that, Chad, because in the remembrance of Jingle Bell Princess, and since Merritt Patterson and Trev Don are going to be playing in this movie, how fitting is it that now you come on this podcast and discuss this movie?
It's full circle.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah,
That's true.
that's the
That's
plan.
true. Well, you know, if they're going to reunite those two, they should have done a sequel.
Yeah.
Maybe one is in the works at some point, but that just wasn't on the slate for this year because I think we've all screamed from the rooftops that there needs to be a sequel. I mean,
because they easily could do that. They could have Trevor over in Europe, you know,
Yeah.
getting accustomed to the royal family way of life. you
yeah.
know?
My question though,
Yeah.
from a realistic standpoint, is how are they actually going to work out a permanent relationship, because she's not likely to give up her royal duties and he seems pretty attached to his home life. So I don't
Yeah.
quite know how they would resolve that, but
Yeah.
The magic of movies.
magic of
That's
movies,
right.
but like how realistic,
True.
I don't know.
Right.
Not for me.
All right. So remind everyone your social media handles again.
Oh,
where they can
Jesus,
find
you're
you.
throwing me off here, Chad. We're on Twitter, dishing with the Donofans, or dishing Donofans, one of those. Instagram is dishing with the Donofans, and then the YouTube channel is dishing with the Donofans. And then Tracy, she has her too.
Yeah, I have I think my unlocked Twitter handle is like, what the hell is it? Tracy dishing something rather. I don't even know. And Instagram is Tracy _ dishing with the Dono fans.
Your Twitter is your
All
Twitter
right.
is Tracy Donofans or something like that.
Yeah, I can't. I
Yeah.
can't keep all this nonsense straight.
It's all good.
All right.
Good Lord.
I'll put it in the show notes so people can see
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Chad.
just don't know.
All right. Well, thank you again for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. I'm kind of glad we got to do this again.
Yeah.
a real dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. And until next time, I don't know what's going on next week. I gotta do a Christmas preview episode. I think I'm gonna do it after the first Christmas movie airs, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, let us
I'm gonna have
know.
to.
We're available for booking.
But yeah. All right.
Inviting us to everything.
I don't know though. We're gonna sign a waiver about stuff after this whole Riley thing.
Well, thanks again for being here, and thank you everyone for being here in the chat. And until next time, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.
Bye.